Hi, it's Martin. I found this video on YouTube with two Jehovah Witnesses knocking on the door and their reaction towards asking questions about child abuse. And the man standing pointing his finger from Ireland had his own child sexually abused, which is very, very sad. But I just found it interesting and I want to make some comments. So the Jehovah Witnesses is admitting about the two-witness rule and is agreeing, but now will be interesting to hear what he says about ex-witnesses. There you are, there's the propaganda, the Watchtower, mind control, brainwashing poor Jehovah Witnesses, the ex-witnesses. All they want to do is bring the Watchtower down and maybe tell lies regarding child abuse. They admit that in other religions that child abuse is bad. Maybe they don't know that it's bad in their own religion. See, that may be his view of what happens. Being an elder, maybe he doesn't know. Obviously he may know the Watchtower's safeguarding policies, but that's not true that when a child is abused, that they would come straight, detectives and police would come straight into the Kingdom Hall and investigate child abuse. Policy we all know would be ring the branch, and then the branch would tell them that basically it'd be up to the branch to make a decision, but the police would not call the police. The elders book says the victim can call the police, but if the Watchtower tells them to be quiet, they will then be threatened with disfellowshipping. I think maybe this sincere Jehovah Witness, because his own daughter was abused, if he was an elder, he would go straight to the police. He's just a normal, loving Jehovah Witness that maybe doesn't realise what the elders would do. Going back, that would be his perception because of what has happened to his child. I imagine that if a child was abused and he knew about it, he would go straight to the police because of the effects and the experience of his own daughter's life of being sexually abused, which would make any father feel like that. I can't imagine how that he feels. Now the question of the governing body member Jackson about the Royal Australian Commission. I just find it very interesting from a Jehovah Witness perspective on a door. Can you imagine a Jehovah Witness telling an ex-Jehovah Witness telling Jehovah Witnesses they wouldn't listen, whether the guy is an ex-Jehovah Witness or not, that they don't know that, but they're listening, but how they take this in would necessarily be that it would be fake news, or they wouldn't look at it, they wouldn't touch it because it's negative to the Watchtower. And this is the truth that's being told about the Australian Royal Commission, and that Jeffrey Jackson admitted that there was problems with their policies, even though he wouldn't admit regarding the two-witness rule. Seeing the man's reaction is not, to me, like a normal Jehovah Witness. There's just something different about this guy that is more sincere, but the other witness's reaction is kind of shut off from it when he's telling them 1,000 Jehovah Witnesses in Australia, the Royal Australian Commission, that were abused, child abuse, and was not reported to the police. And then the Australian Royal Commission obviously wanted to pay compensation to the victims for medical counselling and other things of what they've been through, and at that time period the Watchtower was refusing to pay it. Let's see what his reaction is. sorry that it's repeating. I don't know why. The sound is bad. What made me laugh is that he blames the Catholic Church for the paedophiles increasing in a book that he's read, but he's not listening regarding the 1,000 child abuse in Australia, and he's cutting off in the sense of trying to blame other religions when we see that the Watchtower is as bad as the Catholic Church. But maybe he can't see that because he's not heard it before, how that will affect what they say. They'll blame ex-Jehovah Witnesses and the victims, but he's a sincere guy. Just interesting